6 people in a room full of communists, I assume, right? I love baseball. I love it. I'll go to any stadium. I'll watch any game. I love it, you know. I watch, what I like to watch is the MLB Network, because it's a channel that just talks about baseball 24/7, 365. And it's exciting when the baseball season is happening. And in the off season, takes a little bit of a dip in the action. Okay? I caught it a couple months before spring training this year. I turned it on and I'm like, what are these guys talking about? They're having like a personal conversation. One guy was like, hi, you gonna homeschool your kids? The other guy was like, I'm gonna buy a new Buick, I think. I don't know. I was like, what is going on here? Finally, one of them just kind of pulled the topic out of thin air like they always do. They always try to debate like old and new athletes, right? And this guy was like, what if the first Hall of Fame class from Major League Baseball were to come back now, see the way the game of baseball is played today? Like, what if Babe Ruth were to come back now and see how baseball is played today? And the other guy was like, oh shit, a topic, great. And he says, his quote was, yeah, I mean, if Babe Ruth came back today, the first thing he'd say is, wow, look at the velocity on these pitches. And I'm sitting at home going, I don't think so. I don't claim to know Babe Ruth. I don't claim to come from the time of Babe Ruth, okay? But I've seen some documentaries and I've read some history books. And my best guess is that if Babe Ruth came back today, see the way the game of baseball is currently being played, one of the first things he might say, something along the lines of, holy shit, there's a lot of black people playing this game. Followed immediately by, why are my powers useless against them? And then thirdly, what in the fuck is a tofu hot dog? It's a twist. It becomes a foodie joke at the end, guys.
Yeah, you look handsome. Looks good, man. I noticed you.
I look like a Muppet.
You've been, talking about. I've heard on your podcast. We can, plug whatever, talk about whatever. I speaking highly. Right before we started. I wanted to look up and see how many episodes you've done, but you can probably tell me.
27, I think, is what we have.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew it was getting up there. It's so good. I mean, I've listened to, I want to say I probably listened to like 9 or 10 for sure.
Wow, thank you.
And it's just really, really entertaining, dude. It's really, really good. But it's like, this is what we need to do. We need to bounce ideas off each other and not feel stressed out. That you're going to catch a goddamn disease or something. It's so weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of stifled in a way, I mean, creativity a little bit. Like you said, you're not bouncing things off people. You're not getting up on stage to even accidentally try out a new joke. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you're running the same 5-10 minutes, you still have the opportunity to say something new or something pops in or you have an idea or a thought. But if you're not running those jokes, if you're not out there kind of putting together sets, then that kind of goes away. You know what I mean? That sort of, which is, for me, was sort of how I write. Like, I let things pop in and then I'm like, oh, that's funny. Yeah. And I actually did do a lot of writing over the course of the last year and a half, but not a ton of stand-up material, you know?
Interesting. Is that, so what form does your writing take if it's not stand-up material?
Well, I wrote this comic I worked with, Ricky Glore, in Kentucky, or not Kentucky, he's from Kentucky. I worked with him in North Carolina, I think, when I was with Dan Cummins, and he hit me up about an idea just to kind of bounce it off me. And I really liked it. Yeah. And without ever, like I said, we only worked together about a weekend and we talked on the phone. We hit it off with like where we thought this idea could go. And then he wrote the pilot episode and then I read that. And then we sort of started formulating how the show was supposed to look. And we, I did the second episode. He wrote the third episode and we wrote 10 episodes of a children's show, basically a live action puppet children's show, with songs and, for little kids learning, very Sesame Street-ish, but with a little bit more, I ideally with some humor that if a parent has to sit down and watch with their kid, they don't immediately want to like, off themselves with whatever they're watching. Because I know they like children. I don't have kids. I have a niece, nieces, nephews, but I know friends with kids, and a big complaint is just the gibberish that they have to watch. And I get it at an early age.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. Colors, shapes, noises, but as they get older, there's nothing wrong with giving them a little sense of like humor. And the idea of the show is, to get kids more involved in everyday life. So
that's awesome. Yeah, dude, as a parent, I mean, I have two, and that's the best when you can enjoy the program with them on either the same or a completely different level.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the same. It can be like when I think about SpongeBob or like, cartoons like that where a kid is like, yay, a sponge lives under the sea. And you're like, Bikini Bottom. There's stuff in there for adults that it's written by adults, you know what I mean? And then adults who have, tried to make a career of not growing up necessarily, which I love.
So
by
clever.
The way. I'm not.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Is it, so you said it's puppets. Are you shooting it?
No, not yet. We haven't, it's one of those things where I have to try to see if I can garner some interest and, and, and then I'm working with, the guys from my Death Co on some new stuff too. Like not new stuff, but like working on that particular show.
Yeah.
Writing episodes, chunks of it, I'm not writing any episodes, but helping out, you know what I mean? So that it's that kind of stuff. I write sketches every once in a while that I might not shoot. And then I do have a good, I would say I have a good half hour. I should say I have an okay half hour of new stuff. I have a really good 15 minutes of new stuff. And then I have about 15 to 20 of stuff that didn't go on my last album that was sort of brand newish before. And it's stuff that I can still do without it being, I'm ignoring what happened last year. You know what I mean? You can't be, I feel like I can't do the same thing I was doing. Right. So it has to be much different, but like these jokes sort of survived that transition, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Totally, man. It's what a crazy puzzle to try to piece back together. I mean, I've literally done no shows. I feel like I just can't yet,
Well, yeah, I was convinced I might not even ever go back.
Really?
I felt like I was really burnt out going into it. And not like I had a renewed love of it just from working with guys like Dan Cummins and like having audiences that were sort of built in with no real pressure. Like I was enjoying that. Yeah. And I was starting to, work more on my own. But like there was part of me that was just like during the pandemic, I was like, yeah, I needed to not have to worry about hustling and being out every night and doing a set and trying to, working on it all the time and just obsessing over it. But then as when I got my the first show back, I mean, it was like, I was like, oh, never mind. No, I love this. Like it was an immediate, and not only did I realize how much I love it, but with a newfound, like, I don't give, and this is, I laugh when I say this because if a club owner heard this, they'd be like, well, dude, you're never working here. Like, I don't care how many asses are in the seats. Like, I don't care how many people are there. Yeah. I don't care how weird or wonky the room is. I don't care, if ceiling tiles are falling in. I don't care how many planes I got to take. I don't care about any of that shit. If I go on stage now and there's at least one person that's sitting there that wants comedy, I'm going to shove some fucking comedy down that person's throat. You know what I mean? Like I'm just, but not in a spiteful way, not in a way that's like, take this, but like in a way that's like, all right, let's work through this together. You know what I mean? And I've found I have a new sort of looseness that it feels good. You know what I mean? I'm not so worried. And what you learn is when you let all that stuff go, it starts to roll a little bit smoother,
Yeah.
So,
That's so
I mean,
cool.
that was my, just like the idea that like, it's like, I just didn't know there was like months where I was like, well, do I even want to do, like, I was doing the podcast, I was writing, I was like, I could just act more. Like,
Yeah.
I booked, like, I've never booked anything on a self tape. I booked 2 things on a self tape over the pandemic, which was weird.
Wow.
And then, so I was like, well, maybe I could just, but once again, it was like, I think I was just fooling myself, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm back in as much as I can be. The shows
Yeah.
I've done, I've had every single set has been,
Yeah.
enjoyable. And I'm going to try to learn something new every set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to figure something different out every time,
Do you think you knew, or wait, do you think you figured out like what it's like without it? Like you probably didn't even really know what it was like without it. And here you are, you were forced with having to know, and you realize you'd be okay, but man, it's better with it. Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, like, human beings are, we adapt to whatever we have to adapt to. People would say, without something, I'll die. But like, if you want to live, you'll figure out a way to live without that thing,
Yeah.
But I do think, and yeah, no, I mean, but like you said, I do think it's better with it. It's like one of those things where, and it's also the thing that I feel that I can do. Like, I can do that. I can get on stage. And not every time, granted, but for the most part, I feel like I can connect with an audience. I can make people laugh. And I think if you can do something, like, you can teach kids, if you can, like, I have a friend who works with spinal injury patients, like, if whatever you can do, you should do. So if that's something I feel that, like, I don't know how, I guess I do know other ways to give back, but like, to me, that's like that feeds their need for laughter and my need for attention. It's like a 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, dude, the last time I saw you was probably February-ish, before the pandemic, and
2020. Yeah.
You were just on another level, like, so good. Not that you weren't good before, but like, yeah, I mean, that's great to hear, and I know that's how much you think about it too, which is really cool. It's just like,
the reason I was getting so good was just working with guys like Dan and being out there, like, more, you know what I mean? Because my spots around town I'm not able to get up every night. I'm not able to find, I mean, I guess maybe with a little more hustle, but it's just one of those things, like, there's so many of us here in Los Angeles, even, people are like, oh, everyone moved. Like, that's not true. There's still a ton of comics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it. I imagine being a band in LA.
Oh, dude. It's like madness. It's madness.
Yeah, it's a sea of people and lugging your own gear. It's like hard. You got to really, really want to do it.
Yeah. And there's so much other shit to do. Like, literally, you're competing. Like, literally.
I'm always amazed when there's a sold out comedy show. I'm like, this is what you guys wanted to do.
I know. It's crazy.
You could have done anything. You could have done anything.
It's packed always, every night, and everything's far away. So it's not like you can choose 2 or 3 things to do that night. It's like you're picking one, and it better be good, because everything else is an hour away, And
or you better have a designated driver who drives like, Ray Donovan or whatever, like, just never has any trouble with traffic, finds parking everywhere he goes.
Maybe Uber made that a little bit easier around here, but
aren't they jacking their rates up now?
Oh, they gotta be. Like,
I mean, that was what I thought.
Who's running around getting in some stranger's car?
Drive the cab companies out of business and then jack up with like cheap prices they can't compete with, and then jack up the rates so that everyone's kind of stuck with them.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not getting in some stranger's Civic at this point. I don't know what they.
Well, no, man,
doing.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't need to. That's the thing. Is like, if the only reason I took Uber before was because I didn't want to, like, drive after I had anything to drink. So now I'm just like, I'll just drive and not drink. How's that sound?
Well, it's always that with Uber for me, it was always like, and this is so, I don't know, like I don't want to be in a shittier car than I have to get somewhere.
That's funny. Like they roll up and you're like, no. I drive one of these.
Yeah,
Get this piece of shit out of here.
Like
something else. I want to show up in something nicer.
We're going 80 on the 405. Like you have a donut on your car. Like fuck,
dude,
man.
I could have done this. Like, what's the skill set?
Dude, it's so bananas.
That's really funny though. It's like, you're like, and they're like, come on, man. My car has roll down fucking manual windows.
Exactly. Like, oh my God. Yeah. So Uber was weird to me. It was cool if everybody was keeping the quality high, but like it got a little nuts.
Well, it just became, there was no criteria. It was like, hey, do you have a car and a face? Get over here. And like,
and a phone.
Like that, but it's like that Jerry Seinfeld joke about, he used to do a joke about cab drivers. He's like, what does it even take to get a cab driver's license? I think all you need is a face.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Yeah, it's bananas, dude. I'm glad you're feeling this way. I really am, and it makes me feel better because you have that thought. It's like, I guess I'm not a comic anymore. Like, like,
well, also
weird.
we live in a time, and not to sound like we live in a time. What a time to be alive. We live in like the word comic like means so many different things to so many different people at this point. It's like,
yeah,
if you're just talking straight stand up, yeah, that's one thing, but you can comede in many different forms. Was just to get people to like what I would think is to get people to laugh and entertain them and take their mind off whatever. But so it varies. But it did feel like I don't think I'm a comic anymore. Like but also that shouldn't be. I shouldn't feel like I'm a comedian. Like
right,
because I'm not. I don't want to be like a thing.
I think. Exactly. Like, I think it is that when I feel good enough to do it, I'll bring back the show. Like when everybody's happy and not wearing masks and stuff, like literally I've been having the conversations with the venues and we start making plans and it's like, well, they're screwed if they have to start masking up inside because who wants to go drinking and like, it's not okay. And, part of me is also like, what do they want to cover first? And it's a chicken or egg with entertainment. Like, do you start having entertainment that you're going to pay so that in the hopes of bringing people, or do you start just nuts and bolts? We got to start making some money first before we even think about entertainment. Like, it's so hard. I wouldn't want to own a restaurant, you know what I mean? Or a club or whatever. It's got to be brutal.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like right now that's just, each place is different. Like some places like wear a mask, some places aren't, you know what I mean? Like, it's all over the place. But yeah, I mean, I have a friend who owns a bar restaurant and it was, rough over the whole thing. Just, you can't really serve people. You can't really, they were doing stuff on the sidewalk, but it's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like, when I was in Philly, we were driving down in South Philly. We went to get cheesesteaks. I'm sure if you've been there, Pat's and Gino's are right across from each other, right? And it's like this rival cheesesteak thing. Highly recommend getting one of each and just try it for yourself.
Just eating.
Yeah, exactly.
Stand in the middle of the street, like looking at both of them, like spilling cheesesteak sauce all over your face.
That picture has to be taken next time I'm there. But anyway, so every restaurant in South Philly, it's already small. Like the streets are already small. Like most of them are one way, but there's a lot of restaurants, a lot of people just doing what they can. They built out these like boxes to sit in so they could have outdoor seating. Right. And I'm talking to my friend. I'm like, it's so cool. They built these outdoor seatings and they were like, some were done up nice. Some were just plywood and lumber. Like it was, whatever, people doing what they got to do. Yeah. And my buddy was like, yeah, it's cool. But a lot of people smash into them at night and A lot of people getting hit. It's just like, oh my God, I didn't even think of that. Like,
imagine that. Like, I'm just telling jokes outside this restaurant and then getting run over by a guy who doesn't know that the road has been extended out 3 lanes to accommodate a crowd of people.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
No, yeah, but that's what Largemont was. Largemont, like, everything came out to the side, off the sidewalk into the street, and they just blocked off spaces. And
how dope would it be if LA didn't allow cars in like a big 20 block section? Like,
that would be crazy.
It'd be so
only
cool.
Bikes. You could skateboard, ride a bike, rollerblade.
Yeah. How dope would that be? Like, it's weird. LA, maybe they do have parks and I just don't know about it. I mean, Griffith and all that, but like in the middle of downtown, like to make downtown cool.
They're starting to, I don't know about like no cars, but there's chunks of downtown that are like being built up with nice sort of areas next to them, parks. And I know they're trying to clean up the river a little bit. They're trying to make things, a little bit nicer. But at the same time, there's a huge homeless epidemic, like an epidemic. Homelessness is rampant. It's insane. So there's also, people have to sleep places. So sometimes those places get overrun, but also,
it's bananas. You've lived a bunch of places,
Nope, just one.
Chicago and here.
I've lived a bunch of different places, I mean, not a bunch of different places, but like Illinois, suburbs. I've lived in Wisconsin, DC, and LA.
Did you ever live in New York?
No. My brother lives in Queens. I've been in New York quite a bit, but I've never lived there, no.
I think it's really interesting because this is a great spot. And I want it to be great. Like, everything that happens here, I want to be great.
Are you in New York now?
No, I'm in Los Angeles still.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking. Okay.
No, I was just New York popped into my head. Like, all these cities are really struggling, and I want them to be great. We all want them to be great, and there's more problems than ever to get them like where we need them to be. It's like, fuck, man, we gotta. I don't know. I was thinking about this a lot today. I wonder how this hits you. Like, we have an opportunity to communicate like never before. So it's really, really important that people communicate if they know what they're talking about. And somehow we need to make that the most important thing that we're doing. Because all this is bad information, bad marketing. Like, there's literally the shittiest messaging we could have ever thought of at like one of the most important times. So it's really important to talk this shit through, I think. Everybody kind of shits on making podcasts. And it's like, well, yeah, but somebody's going to get a better idea. Like, we got to start talking, dude.
But also, people have been shitting on making podcasts since podcasts started. You know what I mean? Like, I remember going, okay, who the heck wants to listen to some asshole talk for an hour? And then it was like, oh, I do. Like, I did. I listened. I listened to a couple podcasts, and then someone talked me into doing one, and I was like, in my head, I was like, well, what am I going to say that's any different than anybody else? And for a long time, nothing. Like, no one, what I mean? Like, and I don't feel like what I'm doing now is different than anybody else, but I feel like now this is like an authentic thing that I'm doing, that I'm sort of at the helm of, with the help of Indy, who's the producer and helps me do all the other shit. But like, I don't know.
It's a way to comede, as you said.
But you can reach people, and you can, and I don't mean to, I'm not trying to sound self-righteous or anything about like what we do, but I do think it's like it provides entertainment for people, and if you have a message that you can that is also on the positive side of things while you're being entertaining, I think that leaves them with a little bit more, okay.
Dude, just learning how good conversations could be was incredible. Because as comics, we have had the luxury of really good, dumb, long, crazy, stupid conversations. And I think that is so important. Like, we've been really stuck with small talk and stuff for so long, and I think it's great. And I think yours is super fun and funny, and like, I love the way new ideas just show up like out of nowhere. And I think that's the only way we're going to keep doing it. Like, even when the pandemic's over, this is so fun, you know?
Yeah, that's what I think the positive side of things would be, that we've all kind of found other things that we can do from home or wherever we are, you know, like this is a pretty portable thing we can do, you know what I mean? And if you're just doing audio, even easier, but like, if you know, and you can make them look pretty decent, you know, and I say that not doing any of the editing, not doing any of like Indy does all that shit. So when I say, it's simple, like, clearly there's more to it, but yeah, I mean, it's something you can add to your a growing list of stuff that we can do to sort of communicate, entertain, you know, and again, it's like, I feel good when I make people laugh. So I like doing that, you know, and people feel good. So it's like a weird greed, but like I would call it a positive greed. Yeah.
It's nobody getting hurt in the process at all. Really.
Just there's a Simpsons line where Marge says, I like the pranks where nothing gets hurt except feelings. Or Homer says that. I can't remember who, but
feelings.
It's very funny.
That's amazing. I wanted to ask you about my death coat, because when I talked to Indy, and thanks for setting me up with him, we had such a good talk. And Ben, you know, it was interesting because they had so many great compliments.
Oh, you mean Sean and
I'm sorry, Sean.
Yeah.
Sean and Indy.
Sean and Ben.
Sean and Ben. Indy's the producer, Sean and Ben. Yeah. We just had such a good talk about what you were bringing to the character and like watching it progress. So like, I'm really excited for whatever comes out of that next in whatever form it is, because it was so good for you to get into that character, and I feel like it's really fun one to work with because there's no limits. It's almost like having a cartoon, don't you think?
I mean, the subject matter is very one universely thought of. Like everyone constantly thinks about dying and death, and like that's just part of life, you know. But then it is the idea of the afterlife where you don't even, like, no one really knows. So we have the option. We have all the power of a cartoon where anything can happen. You know what I mean? But I do think those guys really, with their like plots and outlines and the writing and, you know, the style, really inform the character kind of, you know, like it's one of the only times I've been able to play the same character over and over in multiple things. So it's been really fun to like grow this dude and sort of watch him progress within the web series, especially, is what I'm speaking to, because that's really all there is to point out right now. But we got lucky with my hair length, and when we shot each episode and how it worked out, it was we got very fortunate because the first thing we shot ended up being the 4th episode, because I got a haircut right after it. So that it was like, and then by the time we shot the end, my hair was like long, you know. It really was like, and everything was just decaying a little bit more every episode. I got like grosser, my teeth got more fucked up, like my hair was greasier, like the afterlife was really starting to take a toll on this guy, which I would imagine it does, you know. But again, the episodes each were all so unique. They weren't necessarily like, it wasn't a cookie cutter thing, which I really liked. Like, I like when you watch a show like High Maintenance. You ever watch that on HBO? Yeah. I really liked, like, each episode is, that guy's there. And he's the through line, but also all this other stuff, you know? And it's kind of, I don't want to call it cheating, but like, I'm playing this guy and then they're putting amazing actors like all around me. So it's kind of like, play a blown out version of myself in the afterlife. And then these guys all kill it. And everyone's like, oh man, that was a really good episode. I'm like, yes, it was. Because if you look over here, this guy's amazing and this girl's amazing and this person's amazing. So Like there was never like a weak link in any of the episodes. There was never like, who fucking cast this guy? There was never any of that.
Yeah.
So all I was trying to do was not be that, and
Yeah.
in doing that and like sort of letting everyone else be as awesome as they were, everything turned out, in my opinion, it turned out really well. I'm really proud of the way it looks. I think it looks, and Sean, I mean, his eye for what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like he knew, I mean, the opening shot of the first scene, like everybody comments on that shot. Everybody. And my brother's like, dude, this looks like a fucking movie. And I'm like, yeah, this dude made 6 little movies, because that's basically, they're all, they are technically standalone. If you're just like, oh, that guy's dead. He's death. He's in the afterlife. Boom.
Yep.
But they connect with that character. And I like where it goes. And I like the individuality of each episode and how different they are. And the plots, man. I think the writing was great, dude. It was just an enjoyable thing to work on.
What's interesting is, like, every time I think about it, I feel like and this is a huge compliment, I think, there was so much in the episodes, which are very short.
Yeah.
That it felt like a 30-minute, like it's as good as anything that drags out for, it's like, damn, how did they condense this and get so much in it? And that's a compliment to you too. Like you wore that role really well, very quickly, and established who we're dealing with here, and is fucking awesome. It's just such a fun character.
It's one of those, like, as soon as we did the first one, which was the bar one, the number 4, but like, I was like, there, like you said, I go, there's just so much, like, if we can make these so that people are like, hey, don't end that. I need to know what's going on,
Yeah.
I felt like right away, I was like, man, these could be half hours. Like these could be full on TV shows. And then you never know, like when you start working with somebody, like I didn't know Sean or Ben, they saw me doing a comedy thing and they asked me if I wanted to play death. In that week, I got asked to play a chainsaw wielding maniac in something, and then the Grim Reaper in something else. So the other 2 things fell through. So when they called me, they were like, hey, we're the guys who asked you to play death. I'm like, you got to be more specific, because I get asked to play
3 dead offers this
Grim
week.
Reaper a lot. But they, I didn't know them. So when I've done, I rarely say no to things. So I've acted in a lot of stuff that you might say isn't top notch, and I am always horrified by my performance. So not knowing these guys, I don't want them to be like, oh, great, we got it, if we didn't get it.
Right. Right.
So I'm the first shot, they were like, we did something out. And they were like, all right, let's move on. I go, no. I need to see that. They were like, what? Oh, this fucking, now you're going to be that guy? And I was like, I need to see it. And when I saw how he had lined it up and everything he had done, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. You're a director. Okay. Yeah. But I don't know that if going in, I'm just like, yeah, this would be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Because I've done some things. I was in something, I watched it at a screening and I immediately drove to the house or the apartment of the director from another thing that I was going to be in that was coming out. And I was like, you have to show me this movie right now. And he was like, what? And I go, it's a rough cut. I go, show me the movie or I'm not going to come to the premiere. I'm not going to fucking promote it. And he was like, what is your problem? I go, I just watched myself in something that I sucked in. And I need to make sure that this thing isn't that. And then I watched this thing. I was like, okay, all right, that's passable, for a first thing or whatever. But it was like, I get into my head. I'm probably a person who should not watch his performances. You know what I mean? In that sense. But I'm just starting out.
That's so funny. Oh my God. Yeah, I think they were telling me about how it went down, and I just think I can't wait to see what else they do.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, it's. I'm glad they allowed me to come in to the sort of the fold of like helping them with ideas, because I think like they already have it, but if I can throw in a thing here, a thing there, then I'm like, oh yeah, because we're all on the same page that we believe this thing to be more than just some cheesy sitcom or some overly dramatic movie. It's like
it's a great show.
It's got a chance to be a thing like kind of like High Maintenance meets like 6 Feet Under,
6 Feet Under, yeah.
That kind of thing. So
yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's got, I think it has a lot of potential, and I wouldn't say that or even still be involved if I felt any other way.
Yeah. I really love it. I think it's super fun. And, those guys are great. They're doing it. They're doing it really well too. It's like, they have such a, good way of getting to where they got to. And now just like somebody, a smart person should really just give it a go. Like it's so good. It'll be good.
I'm hoping
dude, you watched Tiger King, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that fucker was so long. All those things that they need an editor so bad. I'm like, this could have been literally one episode.
That's why I was like, this is more of like a TV movie of the week than it is a 10-part docu-series or whatever we're calling it.
Man.
But,
I'll give you 3 episodes, but how many times of him on the phone going, yeah. It's got to be 2 hours of it.
Yeah, I've been watching, I've been watching a lot of 70s TV and Columbo and the Rockford Files. And dude, you want to talk about unnecessary, we'll follow this car in a driving shop for 3 minutes. Dude, move on. These shows, they're literally 15 minutes long. If you take the driving, the walking, the people will meet off an elevator and then walk down a whole hall. It's just get them to the door, cut to the door, you can repeat cut to the door 17 times before they're actually at the door. You're like, oh my God, that's too long. Dude, the Columbos are TV movies. They're all an hour and a half. They should be 45 minutes. But it's great. The tediousness of what they'll show. You're like,
somebody has
to make sure the
take
audience knows that he's walking into a country club. So let's make this a 15-minute shot.
I'm sure an editor has cut Columbo into modern edit cut, right?
But I wonder if it gives the same effect, because Columbo, especially, there's an underlying frustration. You love that dude, but when he shows up, you're like, I'm gonna kick you down a flight of stairs, weirdo. He's so frustrating. He basically badgers people into just going, yeah, whatever, I get it. Just take me to jail. And they always pretend well, you got me. They're always happy. They're like, oh, well, Columbo. It's dude, you're going to prison for life.
Peter Falk, right?
Yeah.
Peter Falk. Yeah. One more question.
Yeah. Always one more thing, one more question. Always the cigar, in the hospital cigar, always. As the other day, I go, he smoked that thing everywhere. I go, try making that show today. It would have to be a vape. He would just be super annoying, blowing huge smoke rings at people. One more thing. I have a frozen lung.
Oh, fuck. I wonder if movies are like that too. Even your favorite movies. Try and watch them with, I try and watch movies with my kid. I'm she's 14 now. So it's you're old enough. Let's watch my favorite old movies. And I'm even Jesus Christ, these are slow. Wow. And some of them just what was the one I watched recently? I was so disappointed. Oh, fuck. What was it? Superbad. So it's still funny, but I was only 13-year-old boys basically think this is funny.
It's a target.
It's real small. I'm okay. The whole McLovin thing is genius. The overall thing, Michael Cera, his performance, he's great.
Right.
But and I laughed out loud at all the drawings of dicks. I literally in the credits, that is fucking genius. The general, in front of the troops. Oh my God. Genius. But, it didn't hold up where I was okay, show it to my daughter now. I was you're not going to like it. It's just not for you. And it's not,
it's because she's, and not to sound like Bob Dylan, but the times they did a change, They did. And even from for someone my age, I'm Superbad. That movie came out 2 years ago. The movie came out in 2005 or something, right?
It's old as shit.
That was so long ago that
Yeah.
And your daughter, you said 14?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So what year was she even born? Like,
2007.
literally not going to do the math. Okay.
Yeah.
So she was,
Yeah.
yeah. So she wasn't old enough to see. It's like when if I were to be like, if I were to show, if you were like to show your daughter the Blues Brothers, or like, although the Blues Brothers is kind of timeless, and if you like music, you probably like the Blues Brothers. I'd like to think that would pass. Tommy Boy should be good too, but
Maybe
like, yeah,
Tommy Boy.
there are definitely like, I mean, you
really
couldn't
nice
show her
mall.
Revenge of the Nerds. You couldn't show her. You know, she'd be like, "What is this? Is this they're watching women change?" Like, you couldn't show her Porky's. You couldn't show her like Losing It with Tom Cruise. If you've ever seen that movie,
yeah. It's crazy. Even John Hughes movies are a little iffy. You're just like, Jesus. Like,
16 Candles?
Yeah. Like,
Wong Duck Dong? You can't show a kid today's going to be like, "Hey, what's up, you insensitive fucking assholes?" We're like, "No, it was funny because he was Asian." Like, what? Explain why it's funny. Like, no, he says automobile. Like, it's funny. And they're like, no. You're like, my bad.
Well, figure
the times were different.
John Hughes was 50. And he's writing about his like love of being 16, which was 40 years before that. So like,
yeah. But also oddly connected. I mean, Breakfast Club, dude.
Yeah.
I was only in like 4th grade when I saw that movie. And I was like, I am laser focused connected to these characters. Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying
it.
I loved them. I love those movies. Weird Science, one of my favorite movies of all
Weird
time.
Science.
But it's like, you can't make these now, and they shouldn't have been made then. Like, it's weird.
There's some of them. I mean, there's Weird Science is just, it's funny because it's like they make a woman and then she doesn't like sleep with them. She's like trying to help them get other women, you know? That movie's great though. I just rewatched that movie not that long ago.
Cannot hold their smoke. That's what.
That's. I mean, then you have just little scenes where you're like,
she's into Malakas, Dino.
Here? Why did you put this in here? Why? But also like timeless because that's the shit that we quoted. Like that.
Iron Man's in it. Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. Like, it's epic. That movie's epic.
Dude,
I'll have to watch it again.
That was like the beginning of his crack days.
Dude, yeah, it's funny watching old movies. That's a really good idea to just remember, you know.
Well, then go even farther back. Watch like an old like Jack Benny TV show where they're like advertising cigarettes in the middle of it, like Chesterfield. Wow, that is a smooth nicotine. You're like, what the fuck? Like sitting in directors' chairs. I mean, TV and movies have changed.
I watch a lot of Carson.
As much as they've stayed the same, you know.
Yeah. I watch a lot of Carson. Like old
yeah,
Carson
dude,
clips.
Carson, he smokes at the desk.
Oh,
it's like watch a Mets game from '87. They're smoking in the dugout. You know, it's like there was a great scene in Mad Men where they're all in a hospital or like a laboratory, and all the ad guys start to light a cig, and the doctors in white coats are like, "Hey, you can't smoke in here," and they're like. They put their cigs away like these fucking nerds. You can't smoke in here. It's like so funny. Just like doctors, like I would prescribe Camel non-filters. Like, how about no cigs, doc?
Dude, when I smoked, that was my logic, dude. If I had a cold, I'd be like, let's get the non-filters. Let's burn this infection out of here.
Yeah, that's some good cig smoking logic too. Like, I gotta cough it out.
Cough it out,
yeah,
dude.
Just give me the Camel wide non-filters. What? Be cured in no time.
Oh my God, you're so stupid.
Cool. Is everyone else throwing up black tar? Is that just me? Okay. I smoked Camel non-filters for like half a week, and then I gave the whole. I stole a carton from work, and I just gave the whole carton to this kid. I was like, "Here, man, you smoke these. They're gonna kill everybody. Like these are disgusting."
It's too much. And they get all wet and gross.
And they were gnarly. They like Camels were rough cigarettes anyway. Camel Lights were rough. I smoked those forever.
Oh yeah, but they had the points, man. Me and my roommate in college collected the points, and we had a shower curtain, director's chairs.
Cool, man. Everyone thought you guys were awesome. They're like, wow, these dudes smoke a lot of cigs. Right on. People
Never.
buy, like, I love Marlboro Miles. They're like, get a sleeping bag. I'm like, yeah, people are going hiking. I smoke 400 packs of cigs a day to get this tent.
Exactly right.
Let's just pitch in the living room and call it a day.
Oh my God, we had so much Camel shit.
I had like a cooler, like one of those cool you drape over your shoulder, but it was like a 6-pack cooler or whatever. It was a Camel cooler. I only got like minimal things with my Camel cash, but what I remember looking at that catalog, like a pool table, 10 billion Camel bucks. Like, oh, all right,
got to smoke more. You saving your bucks, brother?
Yeah, dude. And that dude, my buddy, hey man, can I have your Camel cash? I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you weirdo! No. What if I get a pool table?
Pool table. Oh my God. Camel Joe. Oh, those fuckers.
Then they were like, hey, you cannot do a cartoon character on a cig pack anymore, right? Like, he's Camel, he's wacky. Kids love him.
He's cool. He had sunglasses.
Dude, he was in a band, for God's sakes,
He
all
did
right?
have a band.
Joe Camel.
I think that was the shower curtain. Was the shower? It was the Joe's band. Was our shower curtain?
Dude,
It was pimp.
awesome, man. I wish I was there to high five you right now.
Oh God, that's so funny.
I can just see you and your roommate like, all right, look at the catalog, like, just get the shower curtain. That way chicks will know when they use the bathroom at parties, they'll know we're cool.
Dude, the apartment that shower curtain hung in.
Well, yeah, sure, it was a clean, right?
It had a half in the address. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't upstairs or downstairs, it was just like the side of a building.
It was a little of both. It kind of like hung over both.
It was a little upstairs, a little downstairs. Not really a split level.
Dude, it was so fucked up and so disgusting. And we had the biggest fucking parties of your life.
Yeah, you don't hang up a Joe Camel shower curtain in your wife's parents' house or the new place you moved in with your family. Like, of course, that place was a dump. Like, everyone's like, hey, man, do you guys have toilet paper? We all wipe our ass with socks. But anyway, there's a keg in the toilet. Or in the bathroom.
Camel toilet paper.
The bathroom.
Holy shit.
I've lived in those places where it's like, we have awesome parties, but it is disgusting to live here.
I don't even know how we survived. Like, without
you were in college, dude. That's when you have to live like that. That's when you have to. When you were in college, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to college?
Westchester University in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, dude, it was we're animals. Like those places we lived were so.
And your
so
parents
bad.
would see it and be like, "You live here?" And you're like, "Yeah, it's great. That's funny. You fucking care. Who cares? It's awesome." Like, big deal. And now, if you went back there, you'd be like, "I'm gonna throw up. How can anyone live in this?"
I can't imagine that our first spot is still standing, and it was across the street from a 7-Eleven. So, I mean, just
Healthy meals.
Location.
Yes, I mean, you're right by a 5-star restaurant. You have the parties. I mean, people bring the liquor and the drugs to you. I mean, you even need to go to class, or have you figured everything out at that point?
It's the best apartment I ever lived in.
Yeah. That's what that song, "The Time of Your Life" by Green Day is all about. That apartment.
Holy shit. Oh God. So
Like, my light's weird.
oh, there you go. What are you doing with baseball this year? Like, what's your take on baseball?
I'm gonna audition for the Cubs. And what am I doing with it?
Yeah, like, are you watching baseball intently, more or less, through this thing?
Like, normally I would have a Cubs hat on, but I'm mad at the Cubs right now. So this is a minor league team. Okay. This is a throwback minor league hat. They're called the Bees now, but they used to be the Salt Lake City Gulls. Oh. My first games back after the pandemic were in Salt Lake City. I went to a Bees game, and then in Montana, I went to a Paddlehead game. So those two minor league teams I saw, and I follow the Cubs religiously. Watch as much as the season as I can. They are terrible this year. So it's a little bit enraging. And I think they're about to trade away some of their really good guys who were, a huge part of the 2016 World Series team. So it's a little bit of a bummer. And I don't like the owners of the team. So that's a little rough to deal with. But I do see that the A's look good. And I like that. I'll root for, as far as West Coast teams, like I like pretty much every team on the West Coast at this point. I know I'm not really supposed to like the Giants. But but first of all, seeing a game there is awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great stadium. And if Chris Bryant ends up playing in San Francisco, I would, it'd be nice to see him do well wherever he goes, Right. But, I watched the World Series. It's like the Stanley Cup World Series. I'll watch no matter who's in it.
Yeah.
But like this last Stanley Cup, like I hate watched. Like I was like, I did not, the beginning of the playoffs, I was like, I don't want to see a Tampa Bay, Montreal Stanley Cup. I do not want to see that. And of course, it's Tampa Bay and Montreal. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll root for Montreal. And they were like, it's the most winningest franchise in Stanley Cup. And I'm like, no, I'm not rooting for the most winning. What? And then they were like, Tampa Bay has the chance to be like one of 9 teams that's won 2 back-to-back Stanley Cups. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. I'll root for Tampa Bay. But it was also like, I don't want any of this, but I'll watch it because it's the Stanley Cup and it matters to, I know it matters to at least the players,
Yeah.
And so with the World Series is the same thing. And the playoffs are the same. Like I'll watch whoever's in, but and look, the Dodgers look good. I mean, I would love to see the Dodgers repeat, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people give them, they get a little bit of flack for winning the World Series in the pandemic season. But in my head, they played less games, but those games had to be, there was no room to grow. You had to start going 60 miles an hour. You couldn't go 0 to 60. You had to be going 60 when you started. And that the mental anguish and the toll that COVID takes on your family and just the idea of testing and all the other shit that they had to incorporate into a season is like even more of a miracle if they won the World Series. You know what I mean? It was like harder to play through that kind of stuff. In my head, that's what I would think, yes, there's fatigue, full season, but not the mental fatigue of like, oh my God, is my grandpa going to die of, is this going to kill everybody I know? Is like, what are we, should we have fans? Should we not have fans? Should we sit out a season? Should we not sit out a season? Like that whole thing, I mean, David Price sat out, Dodgers won, If he doesn't sit out, do they win? Who knows? I mean.
Now, do you think, so, and I never thought of it that way. So that's really interesting, right? It probably is better for baseball as a observer of baseball that they're not broken down after a full long season. Like, yeah, there's something to be said of the long haul of a season and playing all those games, and you got to tough it out and get to the end and to win the World Series. But like as a viewer, I don't know about you, I don't get to watch games like I used to. Like I don't get to sit and watch the season evolve as well as I used to before I had kids. Like
I was going to say, you have kids. Yeah. I mean, my brother can catch the Cubs game, but I could watch, if I wanted to, I could watch multiple games in a day, and I tend to, when the Cubs aren't doing that well, I don't necessarily know who is doing that well. I'll look at the standings and stuff like that. And I'll watch like the A's play when I can. And like a fun team, like right now, I think the Padres are super fun to watch play. Like they're young. That Tatis kid is awesome. You know what I mean? Like he just, it feels like every time he comes to the plate, something special is going to happen. It's like the Padres have that, 2003 Red Sox, 2016 Cubs, real loose in the dugout, real fun. Like, the Chemistry. Red Sox were like, we did a shot before each game. And the Cubs are like, we're fucking idiots. Like they, you know what I mean? They were just having fun playing a game. And when you do it like that and you're having a good time, that's when you see, I mean, the Padres are due for a World Series win,
Yeah. Have you been to that stadium, Petco?
I love Petco, man.
Petco's
I love
dope.
Petco. I don't like the 84 Padres because of what they did to the Cubs, and Steve Garvey should have retired a Dodger. But It took me a long time to get over that, like until this year, probably. It took that Tatis kid for me to go, okay, I can root for the Padres if they're playing not the Cubs, not the Dodgers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I watched a lot of Cubs as a kid, honestly, because the Cubs
WGN.
And they were on during the day.
Yes. Yeah.
So
come home from kindergarten or whatever.
Yeah, like, I'm Phillies, so I would watch the Phillies play the Cubs. Those series were always on during the day, and that stadium, dude, so beautiful. So beautiful.
And those were always I remember Phillies games just because I liked Mike Schmidt.
Oh,
you know, I liked
yeah.
There were guys that played, even when it got like John Kruk was awesome.
Well, think the Schmitty team was Pete Rose, right? Pete Rose was on that team. Manny Trio was on that team. Bob Boone was on that team. Steve Carlton was on that team.
Bob Boone's Aaron Boone's dad.
Yeah. I mean, it was a ridiculously stacked team in that era. Just Juan Samuel, like the team was ridiculous. Greg Luzinski, like just
Luzinski, dude. He played for the White Sox too.
Dude, like I grew up in a really good baseball time like you did, and it's just like I got a little taste of it a couple weeks ago. I was on vacation, so I like had time, and I was like watching a game, and then like watched Sports Center, and it's just like, God damn, I miss baseball. But like, I know so much about it, so I appreciate the nuance that I was actually getting pissed at watching it on ESPN. I'm like, you're cutting this too quick. Like, how do we get in this situation? You know what I mean? Like, but if you know what's going on in baseball, it is so riveting. Even the worst game is riveting if you know what's going on.
The worst games can be more interesting only because, like, it's 5-5, but it's been 5-5 since the first inning. But now they're out of pitchers and they're going into like the 12th inning, and they got some guy who's got to come in from right field. He hasn't pitched since middle school, and this guy has to figure out how to get out 3 batters. And they're bringing in and everyone's laughing because it's like, dude, well, what are we doing? Like, who's going to pitch next? And no one knows. And like, you've kind of outmanaged yourself, and you're like, well, this is whatever it is now. It's the garbage heap, There's a lot of fun stuff like that in baseball. Like, and people who, don't like it or say it's boring or whatever, those people they're not going to sit down and care about the nuance of a game. They want something to happen quickly. There's people get mad that there's ties in soccer. It's like, well, that's just how the sport is. Like, I don't think it's a big deal, but
I love watching baseball. I just don't have as much time to do it as I used to, but like,
it's time consuming, man. It's time consuming,
but damn, it is so interesting. So my first thing back a couple weeks ago when we thought the pandemic was over, like mid-June, for Father's Day, I got tickets to the Dodgers on a Wednesday. It was Dodgers-Phillies. And usually when you go to Dodger Stadium as a Phillies fan, during the regular season, it's like 50-50, 60-40 Phillies fans.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say the fans like, get the fuck out of here. But yeah, there's a lot of Phillies fans. Yeah.
It's usually like 60-40, 50-50. But this was on the 15th of June, it was masked, distanced, 25% capacity. Then they lifted that and just opened up all the tickets. So I was there 2 days after they opened up tickets to anybody. It was all Dodgers fans. They gave away Dodger jerseys that night. It was insane. It was Kershaw and I think Wallace is his name for the Phillies. Like the Phillies ace versus Kershaw. But that was my first coming out of the pandemic, and my buddy that went with me, he was like, I'm really surprised you wanted to do this. And I was just like, I don't think I thought it through.
Yeah.
Like 50,000 people, like literally they, on the Jumbotron in center field, they show, hey, come on around behind center field and get vaccinated. You're just like, what am I doing? Like, oh my God. So he's like, it was a bold first move, like a little ahead of schedule. I was like, well, I guess if we can survive this, we're good to go.
That was kind of my theory. I went to a Dodgers Cubs game. I've only been to one Dodgers game since everything kind of opened back up. But my buddy's like, hey, I can really only go Friday night. And I go, yeah, it's okay. I don't want to go Thursday night anyway. And then Thursday night, the Cubs throw a combined no-hitter. It's the first in franchise history. This is the second no-hitter at Dodger Stadium in a row by the Cubs. It's like the next night the Cubs lost. I was like, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's also baseball. That's how I look at baseball and concerts.
Yeah.
If there's like a string of concerts and I can go to all of them except one, you can bet that one is going to be something people like, oh my God, my face melted off my head. They've never played this song. They've never played this song. They did this. The Bones of Jerry Garcia came out. Richard Pryor opened the show. Like it gets fucking insane.
Yeah, dude, I have a couple of those, man. I gave away tickets to a no-hitter when I had season tickets for the Phillies once. Like I was just like, I don't feel like going today. It was like a random Sunday. I'm like, it's fine. Give them away.
That's what I did with the last no-hitter that Jake Arrieta threw it. I was like, I don't feel like going today. And I just text after text, like, you're at this game, right? You're at this game, right? I'm like, no, I'm on the couch.
That's how I gauged when we decided to leave that Dodgers game, actually, when because it was the Phillies in the first inning hit a home run. Rhys Hoskins hit a home run. I was like, all right, it's not a no-hitter. We're good to go. Let's wait for the Dodgers to get a hit. And I had to wait 5 innings for that.
Wow.
And then I was like, all right, we can go, because that parking lot is a fucking nightmare,
dude.
Like, people give LA people shit about going to the games. It's like, make the parking lot better. Like,
make
the worst.
Take the space that's not being used, put restaurants and bars there, and then make the parking lot have a normal human flow of traffic, and then let people tailgate, dude. And then you'll have a lot of fun at Dodger Stadium.
It's bananas. It's so that whole thing is so dumb, and one of the reasons I don't go a lot to that stadium, because it's a beautiful stadium. It's one of the most beautiful settings for baseball in the country.
I would always, in the past, I would just park or be dropped off at the shortstop, and I would have a couple beers there, and I would walk up the hill over. There's like this kind of like hiking path or whatever. It goes up, and then you can see all of Dodger Stadium. Like you're on top of, like, you're basically on the edge of Chavez Ravine, and you can see all of like the stadium and everything below it. It's a great view and it's super cool. And then you have to walk down a pretty steep hill, and then you come out onto Vince Scully Drive, where you walk right into the main entrance. So you could go shortstop down Sunset and take a left on Vince Scully, but this takes you up and you get a nice view. So like for a long time, it was like this cool like walk you could take.
Cool.
We would like smoke a joint or whatever up there. And I remember I brought a girl to the game once. We walked up that way. It was all cool. And then one night I was coming back up that way, and I basically almost like walked right into a dude squatting down, taking a dump. And I was like, oh, and then I realized there was this whole section of like, probably his place he lived. You know what I mean? It was like this overhang of trees, but like there was some residency going on in there. So like the next couple times we're always like, oh, it just got weirder and weirder and weirder, until I was like, I don't think we should walk up this way anymore. It's just not safe. So I just took the long way from then on. But now the last time I went, I parked in the stadium just to avoid any nonsense. But it's insane to have to pay more for your parking than you did for your ticket. Yeah,
it's a hell of a racket, dude. It's crazy. That's why I like.
And that's because that dickhead still owns the parking lot.
Yeah,
the last owner still owns the parking lot.
So maybe that'll change.
Someday.
I
don't know if he's giving it up. Yeah.
Do you still go to? Do you go to a lot of the minor league games?
I do, man. I go to as many as I can. Like I did a road trip by myself a little while ago, where I did the Salt Lake City and then Montana, and then visiting people along the way. And everywhere I go, I try to see a game. I'm supposed to be in Minnesota in August, and the St. Paul Saints are playing the Iowa Cubs on the Sunday after my shows at the Laugh Camp Comedy Club. So I'm going to go see that game. If I can get into a town that I'm doing shows at and there's a minor league game happening, I will definitely make an attempt to be at that game. For even if it's on the day of a show, I can go for a couple innings. It doesn't cost anything. I like seeing the parks. I like seeing the different logos, the unis. I like, and then watching dudes who are hustling to make the bigs, man. I mean, I went to a Fresno Grizzlies game years ago with Eddie Pence. We happened to be driving down from doing a triple run, and I was like, hey, a minor league baseball game. So we went, and as we're walking in, they're handing us these like kind of pamphlets, and they're about this one guy. And the whole pamphlet was on one guy, and his name, I go, dude, this is one of the best baseball names I've ever heard. Buster Posey. And the pamphlet was 2 weeks prior to this game. He had played every position in one game. He played every position except pitcher and hit 2 home runs and knocked in like 7 RBIs or some crazy fucking number.
Wow.
And I was like, I looked at Eddie, I go, if this dude isn't playing in the bigs in like 2 weeks, something is wrong. And then he hit a home run the day we were there, and then within a week and a half, he was playing in San Francisco, and they won the World Series that year.
Wow,
it was crazy. Awesome. I was like, wow. I mean, he was an all around.
What was he playing when you saw him?
That was 2005, 6, 7, maybe.
Was he catching the game you saw?
I think he was, yeah. Because I thought, I was like, oh my God, his name is Buster Posey. He's a catcher. And he can hit. Like, I was like, this dude is awesome. Like,
yeah,
that was my favorite kind of player, when I was a kid. It's like the catcher who was like always like rough and tough. And like, I moved over to first base. I was a catcher for a second. And then I was like, nope, can't do it with my knees.
Yeah. I caught and played third.
Third is hard, dude. You got to be on. Third and short. Woo.
I loved it. I loved it so much.
Hot corner.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. But it's is that the closest minor league team we have? Is Fresno around here?
No. The closest I would say the Inland Empire 66ers. They're kind of they're close. There used to be a team in Bakersfield called the Blaze, which man, we
have that hat, don't you?
Dude, the hat is beautiful, dude. It's like it's supposed to be 2 B's, Bakersfield Blaze, 2 B's back to back. So it looks sort of like a butterfly.
Yeah.
And then an explosion behind it, but it looks like a pot leaf. So it looks like a butterfly on a pot leaf. And then the jerseys just say Blaze. But like they were playing, I'm not even kidding you, they were like rocks on the field. They were playing in like a backyard. It was like,
holy shit.
I go, what is this? And then the next 2 years after that, they were like, hey, we want a new field. And Bakersfield's like, no. And they were like, all right. And they left. Minor league teams are weird, man. They'll go like, okay, now we're this affiliate. And all those players have to go to a different team if they're not with, you know what I mean? It's like a very strange setup. But so I think the Lancaster Jethawks, they're kind of close. Bakersfield's not close, you know what I mean? It's an hour away, but Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Bakersfield Blaze.
I'm surprised there's not one more like Coastal.
There was, but I think it's defunct. I don't know what happened, but there was one that like played up. And back where I'm from, there's the Kane County Cougars. I've gone to a couple of those games. Those are fun back in Illinois. But
they are
man,
trying.
I love
They're
minor
trying
league baseball.
hard. They're trying really hard.
What's that?
They're trying really hard.
Yeah. I mean, well, they they do. It's like that movie Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell, where like all the wacky shit they do. It might like there's so much of that ass grab and games and t-shirt cannons and fucking now we brought fucking Steve Swenson out on the field. He's gonna spin around on the bat and then run a thing. You're like, just shut up. Like to me, I'm just like, I'm gonna go get a hot dog or whatever. But I like the actual baseball.
Yeah,
it's fun. Awesome.
That's really cool. So what else you got going on? Anything you want to plug?
Well, I do have an album on. It's on Pandora. It's on iTunes. It's Apple Music. It's on wherever you can buy albums. It's called Compromise Maturity. I'm still sort of pushing that. It came out April 2020, so it was a weird time to like.
Great timing.
Promote. Like at first, I was like, "Down, I'm not gonna do this right now," and then I was like, "If everyone's at home, and they're looking for stuff to do." Couldn't this help like ease some of the bullshit? And I was like, so just put it out. So I did, but I didn't push it too hard, I don't feel, because here it is if you want it, but I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Right.
And then my podcast, Speaking Highly, we're growing that as as we go, but I'm really enjoying it. So I think that people listening will also really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then check out my Death Co on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really nothing super new. I don't know. I got shows coming up, I guess. When will this come out?
Friday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're in the Peoria area, Peoria, Illinois, I have shows. Well, you can go to jonhuck.me. JONHUCK. Oh my God, did I just spell my name wrong? JONHUCK.me. And there's like all my dates are on there. So that's
nice.
helpful.
So when do you fly out?
I leave for not till the 15th, not till August 15th. But I'm going to fly into Illinois on the 15th, see Guns N' Roses at Wrigley Field on the 16th.
Oh, nice.
Go do a show. Oh no, that's September. Sorry. August 13th, 14th, and 15th. I'm in Peoria. So,
oh, nice.
But then I'm back and forth, and then I go out. I got family shit, and I have Minnesota. Like I said, I'm fucking these dates up. Just if you look at my website, you'll see.
Nice. Right on, man. Well, this has been really fun, dude. It's
always
good to catch up, man.
Always good to talk to you.
Yeah. It's, passing time and figuring out how we're going to come out of this has been really interesting. And I think I just think you're a great comic. I love my Death Co. and I really love being able to chat with you, dude.
Yeah, man. It's important that everyone does come out of this, and things will get better.
Yeah, dude. Let's hope so.
Yeah, they will.
All right, brother. Good seeing you.
All right, man. Good seeing you, Matt. Thanks.
Later. Thanks, man.
Under my skin, I'd sacrifice anything come what might for the sake of having you near. In spite of a warning voice that rings in the nights, repeats and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality. Wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Hey there. You were the stars in your eyes. Love never made